QST, QST, QST. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, Net Control Station, for this evening's session of the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Before we start the net, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Hearing none, this is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H HAM GlobalNet. And that meets every 2 weeks on the 9H1 UHF and the 9H1 DMR repeaters, and can also be accessed through Echolink by linking to 9H1 UHF or 9H1 DMR via Echolink. The net can also be heard live on YouTube on the 9H HAM GlobalNet page. Let's see, what else can I say? I'd like to thank the trustees of the repeaters for allowing us to carry the net on their repeaters, and I'd like to thank all those who contribute to the success of this net, and especially the people who check in, because without you, there wouldn't be any net, really. So, having said all that, I'd like to take some check-ins, see who's around and what we have to say. Any check-ins, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Kilo 4, Romeo Yankee Golf, KK4RYG, Arenza, Anchorage, Alaska, USA.
Hotel 1, Foxtrot Bravo Sierra, 9H1 Fox Bravo Sierra.
Hotel 5, Foxtrot Alpha. Alpha on board 9 Hotel 5, Foxtrot Alpha.
9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, name is Chris.
Okay, I acknowledge 9H1 FBS, 9H5 FA, and 9H1 Tango Lima. The Kilo 4 station from Alaska. Could you give me your suffix, please? You were a bit too fast for me. Go ahead.
The suffix is Romeo Yankee Golf. Kilo 4, Romeo Yankee Golf. Back to you, net control.
Okay, I confirm Kilo 4, Romeo Yankee Golf. There was another station checking in on board 9H5 FA. Can you repeat that transmission after giving a pause, please?
Owen Alpha on board 9 Hotel 5, Foxtrot Alpha.
Okay, Owen, very good evening to you. Thank you for coming back and verifying that. Are there any check-ins for the net at this point in time? All righty, hearing none, I'd like to thank everybody for checking in. No, we're not closing the net yet. And I'd like to pass the mic to Kilo 4, Romeo Yankee Golf. I'll get that one of these days. I hope you're doing well, and how are things in your neck of the woods? This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey with the 9H HAM GlobalNet.
Greetings, everybody, from the 9H HAM GlobalNet. This is Kilo 4, Romeo Yankee Golf, Arenza in Anchorage, Alaska, USA. You can find my information on QRZ. Not too much is going on net control. We've had partly cloudy skies. Temperature up here is roughly, I want to say somewhere between 47 and 51 degrees Fahrenheit. A lot of ham radio projects are being worked on, including mine. Looking forward to taking my extra exam here within the next 6 weeks. Just been really busy with work. I always get the times wrong about when to come on the net, so I apologize for being a late check-in. But for the most part, I'm glad I'm here, glad I could make it in time. So if any of you guys ever have any questions, or if you simply want to, say hello, my email address is kilo4 Romeo Yankee Golf at gmail.com. Again, kk4ryg@gmail.com. Back to you, Net Control. Thank you for having me. I'll be listening and standing by. This is kilo4 Romeo Yankee Golf, returning to Net Control.
Okay, very good, Lorenzo. Kilo4 Romeo Yankee Golf, 100% copy. Let me give a short pause so that the machines can recycle, and I will continue. Okay, very good. Kilo4 Romeo Yankee Golf. Now, I know I was wondering what kind of ham radio projects are going on. Boy, it seems like it's a bit warm up there. Of course, I'm in Wyoming, and it's pretty warm over here. In fact, today it's going to be about 72 degrees Fahrenheit, or what is that, 22 degrees Celsius, which is warm, but that's okay. We're heading into summer. Now, Alaska was or still is, and you may tell me, obviously, very active with ham radio because of distances and the locale. But how is it now? How is ham radio still very active and very sought after up there, Arenza? KK4 RYG with the 9H Ham GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Hi, Net Control. This is KK4RYG. Can you please repeat the question? Over.
Well, in the past, okay, I will. In the past, there was a lot of ham activity in Alaska because of its location, etc., etc. And communications was and still is essential. Has that changed within the last 15 or 20 years, or is it still the same? Go ahead.
Hi, this is KK4RYG. It has changed a lot. A lot of people have left the state of Alaska, and a lot of people have passed away. The technology is still there, and we're increasing in that formality. But for the most part, you just have to catch people at the right time up here. There are a lot of newbies that are the sons and daughters of existing ham radio operators, and they're, I guess, picking up where their parents left off, kind of a thing. I see a lot of that going on. But for the most part, it's still going, still moving, but not as interconnected as it was before. But that's going to change here pretty soon. Our club is probably one of the best in the nation. I think we're the only ones that do remote testing or something of that nature. All right, back to you, Net Control. Any other questions? KK4RYG.
Okay, thank you for that, Arenza. KK4RYG with the 9H Ham GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Does anybody have any questions for Arenza at this point in time? None? I'm sure we'll have some more questions for you. Thank you for checking into the net. By the way, you were not late. You actually were right on time. We just started the net approximately, let's see, 9-10 minutes ago. And it will stay that way till October. and then we'll well, we'll talk about that later on, because I don't, unless Alaska does not. If Alaska practices, I don't know this. I'll have to ask you. Do you guys go into daylight savings time or not, Lorenzo?
This is KK4RYG. We do have the switch and the switch back. We went up 1 hour, and we're going to go back down in October. Back to you, Net Control.
Oh, okay, very good. So somewhere around that period when we go back, Europe changes slightly before or after we do, and there may be a net that's either earlier or later. Oh, it's a repeater ID. But then it will go back to being at the same time it is right now, both your local time, mine, and everybody else's. Very good. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Thank you for everything with the 9H Ham GlobalNet. Charlie, I'll pass it over to you. I hope you're doing well. 9 Hotel 1, Fox Bravo Sugar with the 9H Ham GlobalNet. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Okay, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. 9H1FBS. Good evening, Jerry, and good evening, everybody else. We had some very, shall we say, cool weather these past few days, and what didn't occur in January, or what didn't happen in January, is starting to happen now. Like very high winds, cold, and we had some rain also. But we're not saying anything about the rain, because we need the rain on this island. Name is Charles, and the QTH is the island of Malta. Mike Alpha Lima Tango Alpha. That's for the benefit of the Alaskan station. Okay, so I'll shoot it back over to you. Actually, I didn't know if I would be here in time, but the appointment I had was cancelled. N7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, 9H1FBS.
Yeah, very good, Charlie, and thank you for coming and checking into the net, and for giving us a good weather report. Well, the weather is odd and weird everywhere. Everywhere in the world you look. I mean, where was it? Somewhere in the Middle East, they had enough rain to cause a lot of flooding for who knows how long. And just like Las Vegas is in the desert too, and so they don't expect heavy rainfall, and so their streets drainage system is non-existent. And so when it rains and pours, the streets of the city turn into a river, and obviously flood housing and casinos and hotels and everything else. And that's been happening. And obviously when they started building, nobody had an idea that would ever happen. It's a 1 in a 100 year event then, but now it seems to be a lot more frequent. It's sad to see, but hopefully we'll find a solution to that too. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H Ham GlobalNet. Anthony, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. 9H5 Fox Alpha and 7 APW with the net.
November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Yes, things are fine. Yes, as everyone knows, temperatures are increasing here as well. We haven't had much of a winter anyway. Temperatures seem to be increasing year after year. Yeah, of relevance, on the 1st of May, which is a public holiday, and that is next Wednesday. I'm seeing the Facebook page of the Marconi Amateur Radio Circle, and they are organizing a field day, which will be held at their club headquarters in Tarfa, and from 8:30 a.m. onwards. And they're inviting all radio amateurs, not just club members. They're inviting all radio amateurs to come along and bring equipment, antennas, whatever radio equipment they want to get, and have a field day where they discuss, test equipment, and enjoy each other's company. And according to the Facebook post, there will also be tea, coffee, and drinks. And it's from 8:30 in the morning onwards. And if anyone wishes any further information, they can email the club email, the Mark club email, Marconi Amateur Radio Circle, and it is Marconi_Malta@yahoo.com. I'm not going to say all that in phonetics because I'll time out the repeaters probably. It is Marconi_Malta@yahoo.com. Back to you, Net Control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha with the 9H HAM GlobalNet.
Question.
Okay. Who's the station with the question? November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Hi, Net Control. This is Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf. I just heard what he said. I didn't get his call sign, but I wanted to know information about the festivities that he was speaking of. If he's listening, could he send me an email message at Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf with details so I can spread the word and let others know, including myself, who plans to be on that call. So again, to the previous speaker, please send me an email if you're listening. Back to you, Net Control. Thank you. This is Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf, monitoring and listening.
Renza, I'll pass it back to Anthony. His call sign is 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha. Go ahead, Anthony.
Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf. Renza, yes, this is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. I will email you just after the net. I have your email address. It's also on qrz.com. I'll email you the information, and you can actually. I'll also send you the Facebook links, and you can request to join. To have three main Facebook pages of different organizations in Malta. One is the Marconi Amateur Radio Circle. The other one is the Malta Amateur Radio League. Then we have a club in Gozo, which at the moment is undergoing some changes in the club management. It's called GARC, the Gozo Amateur Radio Circle. And then we have a Facebook page, which is general. It's not club related. It's for all radio amateurs. And there are a lot of foreign radio amateurs who are members of it. So what I'll do is I'll send you the information about this activity, and I'll also send you links to the Facebook pages. I believe you'll need to join, but except any radio amateur is very much welcome. So back to Net Control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Okay, very good, Anthony. Thank you for that. It would be nice if a representative from each club especially the two more active clubs, shows up on our net and gives us an idea of what's going on with their club. Is there any talk, first of all, before I go there, this is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening session of the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Arenza, do you have any more questions at this point in time?
No, Net Control, I don't. Hi, everybody. KK4RYG. No questions. It's just that every now and then when someone speaks of a certain event, I want to, get as much information about it to not only take part in it, but to let others know. This was one of those circumstances where I heard someone speaking about something that is vitally important to us. So I just want to give a thank you to the previous speaker as well as others that may be coming forth with information. My goal is to try to let all of my ham friends know what's going on, so don't be surprised if you have 200 or 300 people in here in the future. I'm just saying. So thank you, Net Control, for allowing me not only to be here on this net, but to learn about other different activities that are happening all across the world, including there in Malta. So back to you, Net Control. This is Kilo 4, Romeo Yankee Golf, with the sincerest thank yous. Back to you.
Well, we'd love to have all 200 of your friends. Everybody is welcome. It's an open net, and the more the merrier. Thank you very much for your support. And going back to my previous thought, if I can remember it, oh yes, Anthony, is there any talk about participating in the Worldwide Field Day that is organized probably within the next month or two? Have you heard anything about anybody doing Field Day from Malta this year?
November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. There isn't any indication on any of the local Facebook, ham radio Facebook groups regarding that. But usually there is participation, so I guess there will be. It might be sort of no one has yet actually, posted a notification and encouraging people to take part, and or perhaps the clubs are yet getting their sort of activities sorted out. But I understand that every year there is participation in the World View Day. But there's nothing at least online on our local scene at the moment. Back to Net Control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
On the email that you're sending to Arenza to get all the club's addresses, so I can ask them directly and maybe be a bit more prepared with additional information for our nets. They can share it with you or I, and we can make it public here on the net, which I think is a good thing to do. Okay, this is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. I guess I should let you answer yes or no. I have a feeling the answer is yes. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening session of the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Excuse me. Let me give a pause, Anthony, in case it's a no, and 7 APW.
Yes. It's a yes. It's just adding an email address to an email. That's all. Of course, I'll send you the information. Back to you. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
I'd love to hear you laugh. Very good, thank you. Chris, good evening to you. I know you're working from home, but anybody can tell you just what I told you, that your audio is just very nice this evening. And the proof is in the pudding. 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima with the 9H Ham GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
November 7 ATW, this is 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Not much happening right here. I'm doing some office work, listening in to the conversation. Right now wrestling with the with the paper shredder that has jammed, and that's no fun a chore to unclog it. Eager for summer. I'm actually dreaming about going back to the beach and snorkeling, diving, that sort of thing. You know, summer activities that you can't really do when it's cold. So I'm looking forward to that as the weather gets warmer. Also, gardening is a pleasure this time of year. It's a hobby of mine to do gardening, and right now, you know, the garden is just booming with life, and that's just wonderful. Okay, back to net control. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, Chris.
Hotel 1 Tango Lima and the 9H Ham GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Well, our tulips are blooming, and they're the first to show up after winter. And while it's still still a bit early, but this year we've had kind of an odd winter. But we're starting to say that every year, so maybe this is the new normal. So we've had a normal winter. How's that? It's just not what we remember in the past, that's all. For those of us who are old. Anyway, yeah, I just got the seeds for my fava beans, and it's going to rain tomorrow and Saturday, and after that I will plant the seeds, so that by the beginning or the first week in July, I'll be happy in the backyard talking on ham radio and eating fresh fava beans, which you can't find over here. And I enjoy that a lot. In fact, I tried to grow them when I lived in Texas, and the bugs got them all. But over here, the bugs aren't anywhere close to where they were in Texas, and so the fulus, as I call them, or the fava beans, grow to maturity and into my belly. Before I go to Owen, let me give a pause for any check-ins. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey with the 9H Ham GlobalNet. Okay, it doesn't sound like we have any new check-ins. Owen, good evening to you. Thank you for checking in. I'm glad you're checking in on a regular basis. I hope you're having a good time and looking forward to summer as well. And I'm looking forward to summer because I can sit in the backyard and operate ham radio just about every morning, especially on DMR, and talk to the world and my brother as well, and enjoy the warm weather. Owen, over to you on board 9H5 Fox Alpha, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Hello, Mr. Controller. Good evening to all. So it's nice to hear from you. Actually, last time I couldn't make it because the analog wasn't working right, but now, luckily, it's okay. Nice evening, actually. Luckily, the wind relieved us a bit, because lately we were having quite windy days. It should be coming over also over the weekend, we'll see now. But it's part of the drill. So around April, May, we usually have this sort of weather. Very windy and very dry, actually. Over to you, net control.
Very good, Owen, on board 9H5 Fox Alpha. I hope your studies are going well as well. And I'm glad to hear from you this evening on the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Are there any other check-ins for the net this evening? Okay, hearing none, I was wondering whether anybody has any plans for the summer holidays. Everything is exciting. I mean, I honestly, living in Wyoming, which is landlocked, we don't really have, I can drive to the beach, but it's it's a 500-mile drive. So my closest beach is a freshwater lake about 30 miles away. Or else if I go to the mountains, which are around 25 miles away, or 40 kilometers, there are two beautiful lakes as you go up to the top of the mountains, and they're pretty nice too. But the water is very, very cold because the lakes are fed from snow, and there's no way that I'm going to jump into the water, even in summer. So, but anyway, apart from that, I enjoy the backyard quite a bit. It gets hot here in summer, but the humidity is always low, maybe around 15, 20, 25%. And that's kind of nice, but, when the humidity is very high, it's not fun being outside. And living in Houston, Texas for about 23 years, it's one of the most humid places in the United States. But anyway, obviously I managed to get through that as well. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Does anybody have anything else for the net this evening? This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, standing by.
November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, this is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. I have a small comment.
Okay, Anthony, go ahead. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Thank you, Net Control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Actually, Owen reminded me. Last net, 2 weeks ago, there was a technical problem with the analog repeater. So this net is being transmitted on analog and CMR. And there was a problem with the analog repeater's connection to Echolink. And I'd like to publicly thank the repeater trustee, Marco, 9 Hotel 5 Sierra November, because he notified me before the net, saying that, okay, we have a problem today. It's my fault, I didn't see the message, I saw it late. And then we had a short chat afterwards, and within 2 days he got the problem sorted out. And it's been on air again, and connected to Echolink again. So I'd like to thank Marco for his interested initiative and his actually doing his best to contact me to tell me, to forewarn me that there will be a problem with the net, at least with Echolink in the evening. Thanks Marco. That's Marco, 9 Hotel 5 Sierra November. Back to Net Control, this is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
That's very good, 9 Hotel 5 FA with the 9H HAM GlobalNet and 7 APW for sure. Between Marco and Mark 9H1GP and Antoine 9H1 US, I think that's correct. Either 1 or 5, I don't know which. I'd say 1. They are the trustees of the 9H1 UHF and 9H1 DMR repeaters, and they keep them going. And sometimes it can be challenging because, nobody has the time to monitor the repeater all the time. Even if you are retired, you have to sleep sometime. And so you depend on people to tell you unless you catch it yourself. And so when a repeater trustee is catching an issue themselves, they are doing a fantastic job of making sure that the repeater is available for everybody and has as much uptime as it can. I know I used to be one of these trustees, and it actually turns into something personal, and pride comes in, and you do want your repeater to be up and running most of the time, because you know that while people may not talk on it all the time, you know that it's almost expected that the repeater is up and running. And so when something like this happens and somebody fixes it within a very short period of time, the least we can do is thank them for all their dedication and all their work. And I thank everybody who does this, because it can be a challenge. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Are there any late check-ins or anything else for this net? Okay, hearing none. It was somewhat of a short net, but that's okay. I'd like to thank everybody for checking in, and I'd like to invite everybody to check in 2 weeks' time at the same time on the same day for another edition of the 9H HAM GlobalNet. I'd like to thank again the trustees of the machines and all those, especially Anthony, who does a lot of behind-the-scenes work to keep this net running and make it possible, and to Charlie for picking up net control sometimes at a very short notice, and anybody else who has information to contribute and share with the net, because without you, the net would kind of be blah. And that is a word, actually. So, hearing none, I would like to thank everybody for your participation, invite you to check in within 2 weeks. Wish everybody 73s and good evening, and keep smiling is all I can say. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, returning these repeaters to normal amateur use.